The NBA offseason condensed into a short video for your watching. Let's get it. Quick into the big hitters. First off, we got Chris Paul was traded to the Phoenix Suns in return for Kelly Oubre, Ricky Rubio, Ty Jerome, Jalen Leck, and a 2022 first-round pick. That's going to make a nasty backcourt in Phoenix with Chris Paul now Devin Booker as well. All-star guards James Harden and Russell Westbrook have expressed interest in requesting a trade from the Houston Rockets, and they're not happy with the direction that the franchise is going in, but there is no headway in their trade talks so far, as the Brooklyn Nets haven't expressed much interest in James Harden, and the New York Knicks have said their interest in Russell Westbrook is lukewarm at best. As many of you know, the NBA draft was this Wednesday, and Anthony Edwards went first overall to the Minnesota Timberwolves. I think this is a great fit. He will go perfectly with their system, and I think this was the great and right pick for the Timberwolves to make. Forward Al Horford has been traded to the Oklahoma City Thunder for a first and second round pick. In a huge deal, the guard Jrue Holiday has been traded to the Milwaukee Bucks in a huge package containing 3 first-round picks, 2 pick swaps, Eric Bledsoe, and George Hill. Now this will get rid of some great bench depth for the Bucks, but it will free up some cap space and give them an upgrade at the starting point guard position. And also, guard Dennis Schroeder has been traded to the Los Angeles Lakers for the 28th pick in the draft, and veteran guard Danny Green. Now with those big hitters out of the way, let's get into the other signings and trades. The NBA champion Los Angeles Lakers have recently acquired 6th Man of the Year winner Montrezl Harrell from the Los Angeles Clippers via signing, inking him up for 2 years, $19 million. The Detroit Pistons have traded Bruce Brown to the Brooklyn Nets for Zanan Musa and a 2021 second-round pick. Portland and Houston have made a deal sending Covington to the Blazers and moving Trevor Ariza to the Rockets. Then Trevor Ariza and the number 16 pick in the draft got traded to the Pistons for a future first-rounder, allowing the Rockets to use their mid-level exception in free agency this offseason. Ricky Rubio is going back to Minnesota in a deal with the Oklahoma City Thunder. The Clippers have traded Landry Shamet to the Nets for the 19th pick in the draft. The Philadelphia 76ers are acquiring Seth Curry from the Mavericks for Josh Richardson and the number 36 pick in the draft. The Golden State Warriors have finalized a deal to acquire Kelly Oubre Jr. from the Oklahoma City Thunder. Anthony Davis has not yet made his decision public, but is believed to be on course to return to previous NBA champion Los Angeles Lakers. Portland is acquiring Celtics center Enes Kanter. Myers Leonard re-signs with the Heat for 2 years, $20 million. Mason Plumlee has inked a deal with the Pistons for 3 years, $25 million. Jahlil Okafor has signed a 2-year deal also with the Pistons. Patrick Patterson is returning to the Los Angeles Clippers on a 1-year deal. Jordan Clarkson has also agreed to a 4-year, $52 million deal to return to the Utah Jazz. Josh Jackson is finalizing a deal that would send him to the Detroit Pistons. Danilo Gallinari is finalizing a 3-year, $61.5 million contract with the Atlanta Hawks, maybe the deal they finally needed to make their playoff push now with Trae Young finally stepping into his big boy shoes this previous season. Rodney Hood is returning to Portland on a 2-year, $21 million deal. Davis Bertans is returning to the Washington Wizards on a huge 5-year, $80 million deal. Alec Burks signed a 1-year, $6 million contract with the New York Knicks, maybe some much needed guard help that they've been struggling with in the past few seasons. More shooters getting paid. Joe Harris is signing a huge deal to return to the Brooklyn Nets, inking a 4-year, $75 million deal with the Nets. Christian Wood has signed a 3-year, $40 million contract with the Houston Rockets. Marcus Morris is returning to the Los Angeles Clippers on a 4-year, $64 million deal. Bucks guard Pat Connaughton is re-signed for 2 years, $8 million. Steven Adams was recently part of a huge trade, sending him to the Pelicans, and man, are they going to be a fun team to watch this year with this acquisition. Mo Harkless has signed a 1-year deal with the Miami Heat, totaling around $3.6 million. Chris Dunn has agreed to a 2-year deal with the Atlanta Hawks worth about $10 million. Some much needed toughness and defense at the point guard position might help the Hawks make their playoff push this season alongside Danilo Gallinari. And finally, DJ Augustin has signed a 3-year $21 million deal with the Milwaukee Bucks to add some much needed bench depth. And that is everything that has happened this offseason so far. If you like any kind of sports content, definitely make sure to subscribe to my channel. But that's it, guys. I'll see you later.